Thank you, everybody. We are going to kick it off now. Just 1 second, and I'll share my screen. All right. You see this? Okay. Thanks, everyone. Thank you for joining our InterSystems Programming Contest Winners Meetup. This programming contest, the topic was FHIR and digital health interoperability. I am Dean Andrews. I manage the developer relations team at InterSystems. We do these programming contests regularly, approximately every other month. So please check out our next one. Here we have the list of winners on this page in our developer community. You'll see that there were actually prizes to 6 places for the expert category, and we did have additional bonuses for additional apps. And then for our community nominations, we awarded to 5th place. So congratulations to all of those who participated and all the winners. There were some very exciting apps. As Evgeny on the developer relations team was just saying a minute ago, that this topic area of FHIR and digital health interoperability is becoming very, very popular. There's a lot of interest and a lot of great solutions and apps that were created. So for this webinar, we don't have time to actually have demos from all of the winners, but we are going to go with the demos from first through 3rd place in the expert category. So to kick things off, I'm going to ask Flavio and team that did the AI query app that won our 3rd place award to please do a brief demo. Please introduce yourself and then talk about the application that you created. And please try to limit the demo to about 5 minutes so we have time for questions from those that have gathered and that we have time for the other demos as well. Thanks again. I'll pass it off to you, Flavio.
Okay, thank you guys. But Anatoly will talk for Clinovera team. He is our manager.
Anatoly, you're on mute.
Sorry about that. How you doing, guys? Sorry for being a little late. I was in a client call. Question for you. So what do you guys want me to tell? Like who we are, anything about this particular project, or just the intro for the...
Yeah, tell us, you can say a little bit about yourself and your team, kind of who you are, and then, kind of talk about the application and how you did it and why you chose that particular solution.
Absolutely. Thank you, Dean. So my name is Anatoly Pastelnik. I am the managing director for Clinovera. Clinovera is a division of first-line software focused on life sciences and healthcare. We've been working with InterSystems for so many years that many of you haven't been born or haven't lived that long, for over 25 years. Lots of people know me on this call. We've built lots of applications on InterSystems platform. We integrated lots of systems. We actually have built full-blown EHR systems on EHR platform. For this particular, so we're split, our activities are split 50-50 between operational healthcare, working essentially with hospitals and care institutions, and clinical research. So the application that we developed is exactly on the cusp between both. So essentially, there are 2 use cases that we are trying to address here. One use case is for identifying patients with gaps in care. It's a very important challenge for organizations because, for a number of reasons, obviously, improving quality of care is important, but also lots of organizations don't have technological infrastructure to identify patients early enough. Usually it happens at the time of the visit, which is not exactly a good thing to do. So we developed a solution some time ago, which was known as Sparta, by the way, initiated as part of the conversation with Chi in relationship with some of the life sciences organizations that are interested in this work. So we initiated this work some time ago. And then the second dimension to that is clinical research. So very similar from technology perspective, very similar challenge exists when you need to identify patients which are eligible for clinical studies or clinical trials. So it's a two-step approach where first you identify patients and then you transform the data into some kind of common data model, which is I2B2, a MOP, a FHIR, or whatever. It doesn't really matter. So we've built some time ago, we built a layer of AI on top of our infrastructure that is internally built on InterSystems technologies. The instance that we built was done in a very short period of time. Our original implementation has been done on top of a pure FHIR resources, just files. So for this competition, we within very short interval, I think 2 weeks, we migrated everything to we basically ingested FHIR into Iris and used FHIR SQL exposure to surface FHIR resources as relational entities. And then we converted. So our original implementation was using Microsoft engine, a rules engine. We moved away from that for this particular implementation and did direct generation of SQL against Iris. That's a very kind of high-level description of the project. And the value of this project is that it abstracts the user from knowing anything about the underlying data model, abstracts the user from knowing SQL, from any ontology that sits on top of the data model, because those ontologies typically related to user interface. So it creates a very transparent mechanism for non-technical users, clinicians, clinical analysts to conduct, to search for patients who are eligible for different things, either gaps in care or clinical research. That's it on my side. Hopefully this is meaningful.
All right. Thank you, Anatoly. Appreciate it. Any questions for Anatoly or the team from those gathered here?
I just have a quick comment to Anatoly and all the Cliniverse team. I know that this is the first time you participate in InterSystems program open source programming contests. Thanks for joining, and actually very significant debut, very noticed debut. So looking forward for your participation in next contest.
Thank you again. We will try our best. It's really, we would love to be much more active. It's just how much time the team has to spend on this. This is definitely something that we would like to do.
Exactly. Thank you for investing your time and effort in that. Yes, thank you. It's
Sure.
yeah.
For sure. We appreciate it. All right, then, let's move on to the second place winner. And this is Muhammad with the Iris.
Dean, apologies. Can we give a floor to the first place Firefly, Henrique Dias and team? Yeah, because they are short on time, they need to jump
Oh,
and then yeah.
Yeah, no problem at all. No problem at all. Yeah, let's then go to first place winners and Enrique and team for, again, a quick intro to yourselves and then a demo of the app. Thank you.
Thanks so much for the time, everyone. Thanks so much for this arrangement. We're in a short time. We are trying to manage a lot of meetings, and just me today. So we built the Iris FHIR. Our team composition is, we are in 3 people of the 3 musketeers. Jose works as a business intelligence specialist at Shift. Henry works as a tech leader at B+, and I am a platform architect at Zendesk. I can talk about myself. I've been working with InterSystems technology since 2003, 20 years right now. So let's be short in time and say why we built Iris FHIR. Jose and I used to work with being a mentor during hackathons, InterSystems hackathons, healthcare hackathons. And in 2021, during a FHIR competition, a FHIR hackathon, a newcomer asked for an easy way to convert a JSON file into FHIR standard. In that time, we didn't have anything easy to implement. And what we realized in that time, a lot of people have, in those contexts for hackathons, have a great idea, a desire to build something, to be useful, to change something, but sometimes, or most of the time, they never heard of InterSystems. They never heard of FHIR standards. They never heard about HL7. So we decided to make something easier for those, and even for those specialists in InterSystems integrations, be something easier to use, easier to implement. In 2022, we tried something using a Python. We were able to capture the FHIR elements inside a text, but we're not able to make a relationship in the FHIR standard. In 2024, we have right now large language models. And what we did was we're able to capture not only the FHIR elements, but also make the relationship. So we could input a CSV file, a HL7. The large language model can understand the input and make the relationship into a FHIR standard. Now, how it works, we didn't have time to build yet a specific model for the competition or a specific model for this project. So we are using prompt engineering techniques and on large language models, such as role play and prompt chain. So we divided this project in 3 steps, 3 major steps. The first one is a technical report generation. We get the data input, and this technical report will try to understand what kind of data is and generate suggestion for the next step. In the next step, in the second prompt, you take the report as an input and provide a high-level implementation suggestion. You outline how to convert the raw data that you are inputting, any data, CSV, HL7, or whatever, into a FHIR standard. And finally, the final prompt takes the implementation suggestions made on step 2 and provides a code implementation in Python. So this code will be serving as a starting point, a boilerplate for developers to make it easier input any data into a FHIR standard. So how you can use it for Iris FHIR? You can use through API, make API calls embedded in your system, existing system. For instance, like say, you can use our project into a track care implementation and make easier to import whatever data you want. You can use a web application we built, and also you can use a VS Code extension. And here I want to give a special shout out to Henrique, my teammate, to make this possible. And finally, it's demo time. Let's see how Iris FHIR can work using a a small HL7 as a data input. We are using a HL7, but could be CSV or other types of data. So right now we are seeing the step one, the technical report generation, analyzing it, break down the data you input, going to and being the foundation for the step two, the implementation suggestions. And finally, going to step three, the third step, generating the model. So you generate everything based on the implementation suggestions, start to generate a lot of Python code so you can use it, improve it. So it will be our starting point to any integration projects. And we have explanation for every single Python code generated, what it stands for, okay? Next slides. That's it, guys. Thank you so much. If you have any other questions or any questions, please let us know. We can have a conversation later to explain the project and what we are aiming for in the future. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Henrique. Really exciting. Will be very powerful and as you said, helping others kind of both understand and then leverage this technology and FHIR itself. Really appreciate it. Any questions from the people gathered here today for Henrique? All right. Thank you very much, Henrique. We'll move along to second place. Again, Mohammed with the Iris FHIR Lab. Take it away, Mohammed.
Yeah, hi all. This is Mohammed Waseem. I am basically from Pakistan, but currently working at Saudi Arabia. So let me. Okay, so this is the application is Iris FHIR Lab. The idea came because I already am working with FHIR for last 2 years. In Saudi, we implemented one insurance system. It's called Nafis and it's based on FHIR. So I had an understanding of all the structure as well. And I found that there is no currently tool available to display all the resources details because the FHIR structure is so flexible and so dynamic. There's no straight way to just get all the details from the server. So this was the idea behind this application. So let me.
When they take them weeds.
Okay. So this is the interface of the application. So we can connect to multiple FHIR servers. Just we need to add and we have to provide the server and endpoint. This is for the open servers, and for others, we have to provide API key and endpoint OAuth authentications. We can connect to so any server. Currently, it's connected to the InterSystems FHIR server. And this is another one, Smart IT Health. This is open server from Smart IT Health. We can just connect, press connect, and it will connect to this server. If you go to the patients, so now that this data will came from that server. So this is all the details of that server. Again, if I go to home and connect to the locally, I have to just say connect. So it will connect to this server. And if I go to the patient, so this is now our patients. I can just click here to see the detail. This is the detail of this resource, all the details. So this is getting dynamically all the details. This is human resource, and this is the FHIR structure. This is exactly the FHIR resource used in the server. And we can transform to HL7 as well. This is, I'm using the production. This is HL7 version 2 against this patient. And we can just scroll down to the patient. We can just click here. So it will read this patient. And these are the resources against this patient. Mainly, we are using observations. So these are the observations. So here the same thing, we can click and we can get all the detail. So here the subject is this patient. This is linking with this patient here. So next is, this is the same, the patient resource, and here we can search. So these are all the resources we have in this server. And this I'm getting by using the capability statement of the FHIR server. I'm just using REST API, getting all the details, and then constructing all this dynamically. And we can just search any resource, and we can get the detail of. So the rest are the same. We can just see all the detail of that resources, all the claims. So next we can create a patient as well. Can just click here. So these are the, the required fields. We can just say test patient. And here it will construct this resource dynamically here. If I add the date, see state is added, the gender is added. So we can just copy and paste. Even we can use any REST API software. We can use Postman. We can post it there. Or we can just post it from here. Can just post. So patient created successfully. So if I go to the patient list, so this is our patient which I created. So this is the same details. Same way we can create the observations against the patient. We have to just, these are all the patients we have. So let's take our patient. This is just a hard coded. We have just some values observation. So the date. And the same way it will construct all this here dynamically based on these values. So I can just post the observation. So observation is created. We can go to that patient, this one, and see this is observation we just created against this resource. Other way we can convert the HL7 to FHIR as well. Let me take any HL7. I can just say convert. So this is converted this HL7 to the FHIR. So it will return the bundle transaction, and it will just get all these details. This is basically the patient resource, and it will take this information from feed segment and the rest of the information, all this here. So this is done by the production. So here we are using this capability of our FHIR server InterSystems to convert to just get this conversion. Is taking this service. It will just connect to the HL7 to SDA, then this connect to the SDA to FHIR this server. So this is basically, it will get all the details. So we can just see the full trace. So this is how it's getting back the resource. It will convert to the SDA, then the FHIR. So this is basically the functionality, and just I don't know if I have time to go through the code.
Mohammed, let's leave the code. It's open source, yes. So let's leave the code developers.
Everything is there. So just one thing is I'm using here the class. Basically, here I'm just using embedded Python here. So this is the main thing, and we are getting all these details there. And this is a CSP application, and this is the main FHIR library I'm using. This is a FHIR. So this is so that's it. Yeah, I'm done.
Oh, sorry. Thanks. Thanks, everybody. Thank you, Mohammed. Very cool. Again, it's a tool that can both help educate developers about FHIR and then also help them make use of it. I know that visualizing FHIR resources, as you were showing there, is something that's very helpful. And I thought it was really cool when you were creating a patient and then you actually see the resources built on the right. Very helpful and cool. Any questions from those gathered for Mohammed? All right.
Maybe a quick comment, Mohammed. Yeah, indeed, this is a fantastic application. And thanks for putting a lot of effort to make it possible to install as IPM. But my kind of request maybe on the next features, you know that there is a CleanFire tool that we made available to all the FHIR developers in InterSystems developer ecosystem. And there are a lot of remarkable visualization and productivity tool sets along with CleanFire. So if there can be some connections to use this, or if it's possible, if it makes sense at all, I just wanted to give an idea, give a thought that if this from this collaboration, from this integration, that maybe some new value could be introduced. Yeah, and that's it basically. Thanks for contributing.
I would like to thanks also the developer community, all of their help and their ideas and their support. And yeah, I'm happy to definitely enhance this application.
Thank you.
All right, so that concludes our session for the day. I just wanted to point out that again, this page announcing all of the winners and their applications is on the InterSystems developer community. As we've discussed, you can follow these links and you can view and take advantage of all of these open source applications on InterSystems Open Exchange Open Source App Gallery. So please check them all out for yourselves, run the demos, look at the code, and take advantage of these great applications for yourself. And then please join us for our next InterSystems programming contest. We haven't announced the topic yet, but it'll be coming in the next few weeks. So stay tuned to the InterSystems developer community. And then please join us for the next contest because it'll be just as exciting and filled with prizes just as this one. Thank you all for your time today. Thanks to all of the participants for this contest, and we look forward to seeing you again soon. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you all. Thank you all.
Cheers, everybody.
Thank you. Bye, guys.
All right.